So friends, today's groundbreaking is more than a building expansion. Today is an expansion of memory. Today is an expansion of honor. And today is an expansion of the way we tell our story as a people. Here in Colorado Springs, we are privileged and honored to be the home to a museum that preserves one of the most defining chapters of our nation's history. The men and women of World War II changed the course of human history. They fought not just for conquest, but for freedom. They carried the hope of a free world, and their courage continues to shape the values that we hold dear. This museum doesn't just display artifacts and aircraft. It brings history to life. Behind every plane is a pilot with a story. Behind every mission is a family who prayed. And behind every victory is a generation who believed in something greater than themselves. The expansion we celebrate today will open the door for more people to hear these stories, to stand beside these remarkable aircrafts, and to understand that innovation and sacrifice that won the war and secured our future. And it will inspire the next generation of leaders to dream, to serve, and to innovate. The story here today is not just history, it's our history. For our city, this moment is also an economic and cultural milestone. This museum draws visitors from across the nation and across the world, strengthening our reputation as a destination for history, education, and aviation. With its fleet of restored airworthy aircraft, this museum doesn't just tell the story, it flies it. And through flight demonstration, immersive programs, and hands-on learning, students, families, and visitors connect directly to the past and future possibilities. So today, as we turn the soil on this new phase of the project, we also turn a page in our shared history, a story of courage, sacrifice, and hope. May this expansion ensure that the spirit of the greatest generation continues to take flight in the hearts of all who walk through these doors.
A lot more to be done, so keep going. I like it. Thank you, everybody. When we get this built, it's going to increase our hangar space by almost 200,000 square feet, which is phenomenal. We have a lot of aircraft. Everybody's always asking, when are you going to get a B-17? We are in works right now to take a look at getting one. It's a possibility. We can't take on anything if we can't house it, just because of the hail and all the other damage that occurs to your cars. So that's on its way. I think the biggest thing to me is what happens in this next phase. We are telling the story of World War II as it goes through the war years. But the last part is, how do you show what affected the United States and how did it take you to today? And that's what the next section does. It completes the story. It tells a lot more about the home front, but also what happened to Ed Beck when he got done with the war? What did he do? How did he fit back into society? Did he go on with his aviation career? How did that proceed? So this is a big part, and especially when you get to the educational components. Our students that come out here, it's just amazing of what they do. After you finally taught the teachers and you learn that the kids love it. Everybody goes, kids are too far away from World War II. Harold, I think you said that. But they're not. They really want to see it. That's why when you come in here, there's not a rope around anything. If I walk by and I see a kid just wanting to touch it, I go over and push his finger against it. What does it hurt? We fly them. We work on them. So there's just so many things that we're doing. When this is done and we occupy, we'll move some of the planes over from 2A and 3. Airframe and Power Plant School is going to be coming in, and we're already with a company now. So one of the big things that we have is that there's over 400 military people that are displaced out of the military every month in Colorado Springs. where do they go? They have all of this experience at Fort Carson working on things. They need to get a civilian pilot, or excuse me, airframe and power plant license to go out and work in the civilian world. So we will have that program here. We will also have it so that it's a continuing program for our education. You inspire kids in grade school, you got to have the next place to take them. We get them to the point where they can volunteer in the museum. We can give them that choice if you want to go to that career. That was one of the biggest things that we needed to do to get that to happen. So I'm getting close to the end, so don't worry about it. So the other thing too is to take this to a national level. We've had several meetings. I have personally with a gentleman by the name of Rick James. Rick James, several years ago when I met him and he came out here, was the chairman of the board of the National Parks Foundation. And he took a look at the museum and everything that we're doing. And his comment to me was, Bill, how much is it going to cost to build that next project? And I said, $45 million. And he said, is this community going to be able to do it? And I said, probably not. And he said, if you can fund this project that we're doing right now, that we're groundbreaking for, and it's paid for by this community, we will come in and we will work with you because of our national designation. It allows us to have funding through the National Parks Foundation, not from the federal side, but from the people that sit on that, like the Waltons and, you know, all the people that got a lot more money than me and the mayor. So that's the next big thing that's coming up. The last item I have really is the volunteers. You know, I can't say this enough. There's close to 400 volunteers that are active. Active meaning you work 10 hours a month. And if you don't, you're not active. 400 volunteers. This place is run and operated by volunteers. And it shows if you go into TripAdvisor, which we were just given the number 8 position in the United States. That's the number 8 attraction in the United States. And you read what's there. It's all about the aircraft fly, the Westpac, you know, seeing the restorations, but it's all about the volunteers. And Harold always said this, you know, you could have a bottle of water there and it means nothing. But if the mayor drank that bottle of water, nobody knows it until somebody tells them. So it's all about, you know, getting this to where it's at today, just doing the things we do. Without the volunteers, it wouldn't happen. And it makes this museum self-sustaining. We've been self-sustaining forever. You know, we don't live on grants or anything else. We live on what we do and what we make coming through the gate. So